Hey everyone. Oh,
Hi.
sorry. Bond Day.
Doesn't he hold his hand? Oh, cool, huh? Okay.
Yeah, we're reviewing No Time to Watch or
No time to
to
die.
Care. I can't
Mm.
remember.
Retired Bond.
Okay,
James
here's
Bond.
I have controversial thoughts regarding the Bond franchise. I mean, sure, I think the Living Daylights is terrible, and who was his name? Timothy Dalton was like not a good Bond.
Mm.
For me, my James Bond is Pierce Brosnan because I relate the most to him.
God.
At least his style, his humor, his attitude, his smart aleckiness, and yeah,
Like he's having fun.
yeah. With Daniel Craig, I get it. It's a serious take on Bond because when you have a franchise like when you have a franchise with what is it, Octopussy or Pussy Galore? When you have characters like that, Blofeld and Jaws, you need to take it dark, serious, and realistic, right? Because that worked with Fant Four Stick.
Mm. Okay.
But then Daniel Craig, I have nothing against Daniel Craig, but I am just he comes across he comes across as someone who, in my opinion, he's clearly he's mentally checked out by like the second Bond film because every single Bond film it was like, no, I'm done, I'm retired. Well, I'll come back if you give me a little more money. And then the next one, no, I'm retired. Well, I might come back if you give me more money. And then the next one, okay, I might come back if you give me more money. And this is something that was pointed. This
I thought
something
you also said he said, well, kill me off this time or something.
I think I might have said that as a
Ah.
joke. And something else is that um, something that Double Toasted mentioned was that, at least with all of the previous Bond films, is that with the exception of Quantum of Solace, in the movies, he, Daniel Craig keeps quitting to be James Bond. He marries Vespa Lynn and it's like, okay, I gotta stop being James Bond. And then Skyfall, it's like, I gotta quit being James Bond. And Inspector,
Wasn't the Queen in Skyfall?
and then Inspector, I gotta hide out and not be James Bond. And in this,
He
God
was
dang it!
retired.
I gotta hide out and not be James Bond. And you you hated that I kept talking during this movie, but this feels like they didn't read I don't know if it's based on a book by if it's based on a Bond book. Let's just say it is. I guess they were supposed to read a Bond book, but instead they read The Snowman because
Oh, at
this
the
move.
end?
No, at the
Oh,
beginning. The beginning is almost like shot for shot. Is almost like basically Snowman. Okay,
oh, the ice and
yeah, shooting and the fog and the little girl and the killer that whatever. And then it suddenly like cuts to them in I don't know, let's say tropical land. They're on the set of Wonder Woman.
oh, jeez.
Wonder Woman before she goes into the real world.
Huh.
And then stuff happens and it's like a tourist chase and then leaves on a train and then it's like 5 years later or something and now he's he's a recluse somewhere and somewhere yeah. And then I was like, oh, I see why you picked this movie because there's a scene where Daniel Craig is showering and it's like, yeah, I see why she wanted to watch this.
I haven't seen him as Bond. I
Yes,
think
you did. You saw Spectre.
I don't think I saw the whole thing on the plane.
You haven't seen Quantum of Solace or because
No,
the
I don't
re.
think so. You wanted me to see it on the plane, I think.
Well, I wanted you to see. I think what was it? I don't know if it was transporter refueled. I think I wanted you to see that because there was one scene where there was a guy on a jet ski and he like jumped out of the water and on the sand he was still moving on the jet ski, and then there was like one moment where he was paused in midair, rose a few inches, levitated a few inches, and then flew into like a limo window.
Whoa. Okay. Hmm.
Okay, all that's a God. Thank God you've watched more of this because after like an hour and a half, I didn't care. I'm sorry. And then, but one thing I do want to say is if they're if they're planning to do what I think they're gonna do based on a female character that they introduced,
Right. She was the new 007. But then.
they ripped that off from Die Another Day, which
Hmm.
wanted to bring in a Halle Berry as Jinx. And it was basically going to be like that, I guess, during years that there wasn't going to be a Bond film. Who was in this
Well,
movie?
he sent the girl away.
No, wait. Oh, yeah.
The person he fell in love with after his wife died. He sent her away.
British Hilary Duff.
Okay. He sent her away thinking.
No, there was two more things I wanted to mention.
Okay.
One was that I do watch compilations of Mock the Week. It's just okay. Very, very feels like it's scripted. But Hugh Dennis is in this movie for a few seconds, so that was cool. The British Ryan Stiles, pretty much.
Okay.
And then I knew that Phoebe Waller-Bridge was in this. She had written Fleabag, and she hosted I don't know if it was okay or mediocre episode of SNL, but I'm assuming, and I have no idea if this is true or not, whenever there were bits where it seemed like they were meta, or if they were making jokes, or if there was something humorous that felt completely out of place, I was like, I'm assuming she wrote that line. And there's also a French chick in this movie? French, Italian?
Oh, at the dinner party?
Yeah.
Where he was supposed to get...
The one who I said was hot.
Yeah. That dinner party is where Bond was supposed to get...
Was she Italian or French?
I don't know.
The one that looked like Lucy Hale.
I know, she didn't look Italian.
Okay.
Just European. She had an accent, but I couldn't place.
Of course she didn't look Italian. She wasn't in that scene in Death Row Game Show.
Okay.
What was his name? Papalardo or something?
I don't know.
That character was so Italian, he dipped his breadsticks in his wine, I think.
Maybe makes them a little more moist.
So, I'm not a fan of this. But then again, I didn't pick out this movie. So, defend this movie.
Well, you've already kind of just covered everything.
No, I didn't.
So, in the beginning, he is with this girl, and she wants him to quit acting like Bond. He's always looking over his shoulder, looking around his surroundings and everything.
She was also looking around as well because she thought she was going to get killed.
And then he thought somebody...
Rami Malek?
He wasn't in the picture yet. That somebody had told somebody that he was there.
Yeah, okay. She was that person.
So when he went to the grave, headstone, mausoleum, whatever, for his wife, and then all of a sudden he got shot at. So
we had 2006, right?
I'm not sure. That we had...
They won't say it on there.
I'm
just saying 2006 was his first Bond film, Casino Royale. That's when they rebooted it.
Yeah, okay.
So that's why I said that.
Okay.
So anyway, on Her Majesty's Secret Service.
So he was supposed to be retired.
She's got a golden eye for these things.
And would you quit saying all that stuff? You're just
For her, the world is not enough, okay?
To live another day, right? So anyway, then there was chasing, shooting, whatever scene, and then he goes back to the hotel. He finally makes it back there, and the clerk or the room steward or whatever, manager, whatever, and says, "Oh, you're checking out. Your wife said that your bags are packed and everything down here." So then he's even more mad and goes upstairs and says, "We're leaving." No explanation. She had no chance to talk to him. Gets into the car. They start running away, driving away in the car. And then they get stuck, and these guys are pelting bullets at it, and it's all protected from bullets.
Hey, they all had a license to kill.
You were waiting to say that, weren't you?
No, I was waiting to say never again.
Okay. So then he
Oh,
gets her on the train.
One more pun. Give a thumbs up. Do it. Give a thumbs up. That's her Goldfinger, everybody.
Okay, I think we're done with all the puns, aren't we? Or there's still some?
I don't know how many puns did this movie have that constantly had to remind you of other Bond films.
Yeah, it kept pulling out of the wall, the vault, whatever you want to say.
I'm surprised there wasn't a subplot that involved the spy, that involved him being with the spy who loved me while they went up to a Moonraker.
So anyway, then he retired. And he was on this tropical island. He had a very nice spread house, everything.
Again, what is with Daniel Craig always trying to retire in these movies?
I don't know. So then two guys came to see him.
Tom Brady doesn't retire this much. Topical.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
So then, they want to pull him back in because whatever the head guy, had made a mess of stuff.
Ralph Fiennes.
Okay. He had made a mess of stuff, and now it had to get cleaned up. And what it was involving is, what are those bots called?
Nanobots, yeah.
Nanobots that would take people out.
Oh my god, this movie picked the worst plot and the worst title to ever get released for a Bond film. It's called No Time to Die, and it's about how you can have these nanobots on you, and if you touch somebody, they can die.
But they have to be, like, related to you.
Hey, it was a great time to release this around COVID. I'm sure that's not the reason it got delayed at all.
But anyway.
It got delayed like 2 years, and I was like, well,
so then they
should have picked a different title.
We'll wrap this up real quick.
Just called like Golden 26 or something.
Let's wrap this up. So then he came out of retirement to help. Then the new 007 decided to give her number back to him just for this case or whatever. So they had to follow all of the scientists that was captured and try and put an end to all of this being created.
Are you going to mention Christoph Waltz?
Who's that?
It was the guy, I think it was called Spectre or something.
Oh,
or Blofeld or something.
He was in the car, or in the prison or whatever.
Yeah, he was in the prison kind of looking like Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah. And which she, if she wanted to save her daughter and her life, was supposed to touch him. He was, I think, her father. Then if she touched him, then he would die. But Bond touched her, and she tried to tell him, don't touch, don't. And then Bond killed him.
Are you going to mention who the villain in this is?
I think you already mentioned his name earlier.
What was his name?
Rami Malek.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other Pete Davidson.
He really looked... He had a, what was it called? Death Garden?
He looked like Freddy Krueger in some scenes.
Yeah. He didn't look very nice. So anyway,
Well, he's a
he had a
villain.
bad childhood. He got adopted by somebody. He thought
It's
his
not like
mom.
It's not like Moonraker when they made Jaws sweet and cuddly.
Uh,
Because when you think of a dude with metal teeth, you think tea parties with girls.
yeah. So are you going all the way to the end, or we're about
You
done to wrap
picked
it
this
up?
movie, your choice.
No, you usually.
I will say the music video introduction part was better than Inspector.
Well, it was a long time before they like
Yeah,
started that. It was a good what, 5, 10 minutes?
I thought it was like 15 or
Oh,
20.
maybe.
Because it was after that entire chase in
Yeah,
Greece or France or Italy, wherever.
I think it was Italy.
In Tropiclandia.
Okay, so anyway, if you're into Bond, I didn't think it was that bad, but I haven't seen all of his movies. My Bond was Roger Moore, so
Not Sean Connery.
Sean was a little bit before me. So anyway, okay, let's wrap it up. If you like Bond, you like Daniel Craig, go ahead watch it. If not, it's up to you.
My question is what's going to happen to Daniel Craig's career because it's not like he has other franchises.
Yeah, but anyway, okay. Take care.
Do you see something? Do you see that up there?
Oh,
Yeah.
ladybugs.
Join us
Guess what?
next.
We're summer.
Join us next time when I guess it's the end of April. I need to think of something for the beginning of May.
Cinco de Mayo.
No, I need to
No.
think
Before that?
like around because the thing that's before May 5th is like May 4th. Yeah, I'll think of something.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Week or no day. Bond day.